What's up, guys? I'm going to do a dock skipping tutorial video for you. So we're out here on the lake. We got a bunch of docks. It's fall. Fish are feeding. They're all scattered out all over, but we found them under docks today. So I'm going to teach you how to tie on a jig, what kind of jigs you want to use, and how to catch fish on docks. All right, so the gear is what's really important. You want a high-speed gear ratio reel. This is a Shimano Curado. It's a 7:3-to-1. You can use an 8:3-to-1 as well. This is a Dobyns rod, Dobyns Fury. It's a 7.3 heavy. Now, most people like a 7-foot medium heavy or 7-foot heavy. I tend to like a little bit longer of a rod so I can really skip it under there. I don't know. It's really only personal preference if you like a longer rod or not. I like a 7.3 heavy Dobyns Fury. The rod is the line, sorry, is 15-pound Seaguar InvizX fluorocarbon. This is my favorite fluorocarbon. And for the jig, this is an all-terrain skipping jig. Now, you don't have to use a skipping jig to skip docks. I skip jigs that are just regular flipping jigs on their docks. It really doesn't matter. But this gives you the little more of an advantage, being able to skip a little further under. So, how I tie it on. Get your regular jig or whatever kind of jig you want to use. You're going to just tie your regular polymer knot. So you go like this. Okay. You're going to make a little double line through. So your jig's hanging like this. You're going to get this line with the loop. Twist it like you're tying your shoe. So it's like this. Get this loop, go around the jig, cinch it down, wet it. Get your scissors, cut off your tag end. Now I like to leave a little more of a tag end on there. I just feel as if your knot starts to slip, which it really shouldn't with fluorocarbon, it will hold up. Now for trailers, I like a slimmer trailer. I typically use Craws. That's usually what you're going to use on the back of a jig. This is Googan Baits krackin Craw. I like the Straight King Rage Craws too. So this is what a regular krackin Craw looks like. What I do is go down to the second segment. Here's one, here's two, and I just cut it. Take these apart. Get your jig, and you're just going to thread it on there. Make sure it's nice and straight, tucked up on there. That's what it should look like. Now you have a really slim, low profile skipping jig. They're going to be able to skip under the docks really well. Alright guys, we're up to the first dock. What you want to do, have your jig and your line up here by the top guide. You want to have it actually really close so you can actually swing it under. Now what you also want to do, fish a dock. When you're fishing a dock, you don't always want to cast just right under a dock. Fish it on the sides, then you can fish it the under part of it. Now, your brakes for your reel. If you have a good reel, it really shouldn't backlash. But one thing most people get really confused on, your magnetic braking, you really want this, or no, sorry, your spool tension knob, you really want this really loose so your line flows right off your spool. Now, for the magnetic settings inside and the outside settings, if you have any, that really, it's up to how you really want to set it up. It's whatever your comfort zone is. I have it on 3, and then my inside brakings are 2 on, 2 off. So I'll be able to really skip it under there, under those docks, really get a good cast. Now, when you're skipping a jig, you want your jig really close to the water. So when you're skipping, it's kind of like a baseball swing. Hold your rod like this, get ready, and skip it right under. Now don't stop. What a lot of people do is when they cast, they jam their thumb on the spool. You don't want to do it. You kind of want to like feather it. So if you want to come up here and show this. When I'm making a skip, watch my thumb and watch the spool. You want to just feather it. See, I feathered it, I didn't jam it down, and that's how I'm able to get that nice skip under that dock. Now, what type of jig, what weight, and stuff like that you want to throw. Like I said in the beginning, a skipping jig, this is a 1/4 ounce, I believe. You really don't want to go, I tend to not want to go over 3/8 just because most docks, it's a bigger profile. And when I'm dock fishing, I really don't want a big profile jig, so I'm able to skip. Alright, now remember, when you're fishing a jig, when you're skipping a jig, it's going to take a lot of practice. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. You're going to backlash a lot and get frustrated. One thing that is impossible, I don't care who you are, you can't skip in waves. So if you try to start skipping in waves, if the wind is blowing really hard and those waves, don't be discouraged. Nobody can do it. You really need it to be really calm like this. I believe we have only like 2-mile-an-hour winds, which is perfect. So that's really what you want. If you can't skip in waves, so just don't get frustrated about that. And remember, you're gonna backlash a lot. If you start backlashing a lot, start making your brakes go higher. Start making your brakes have a lot more tension on them. And by doing that, it won't go as far under the dock as you want, but it's going to give you practice, and you slowly back all your brakes down. Alright, so here we're pulling up to another dock. This one's a pontoon boat. The other one was an actual dock. Oh, one thing is when you're fishing a dock, old wood, look for wood docks. Wood docks are the best, especially old wood is what fish tend to like the most. But now we're pulling up to the pontoon boat. There's multiple ways you can fish this. Number one, you want to be able to skip under where the motor is. So skip under there, work it out. When I'm fishing a jig, it really depends on what the fish are feeling. Either I'm going to hop it or I'm going to drag it. And usually when you're fishing a jig, it's like a usual jig, you're going to get that big thump, and then you just sent the hook. Cast around the pontoon boat, around the dock. You gotta really pick the dock apart and find where the bass are at. Some days when it's really, really sunny, they're gonna be all the way back up in there, up against the end of the dock. So over there, as you can see, we have a bunch of snares, and then we have tires. That's perfect. Skip up under there. Pop it around. Take another skip. We're gonna go back. Get further underneath the dock, in the back. Make sure you don't hit anyone else's boat. Now see, as you work around the docks, come up here. As you work around the dock, see, there's a bunch of open stuff that you wouldn't see from the other side. So you want to skip under there, pop it around, make another cast. Now, another misconception that everyone has, they catch a fish off a dock and they instantly leave. That's not what you do. Usually, there's going to be fish, multiple fish under a dock. Now, like I said, a lot of people just leave after one fish. My experiences, I've caught 2 to 3 off a dock. Completely honest. May not be just on a jig. Sometimes I'll skip a worm under there, or a Senko, or a drop shot. I'll do anything. But usually, there's going to be more than one fish under a dock. Alright, well, I have one. Yeah. Alright. That's why you fish docks, ladies and gentlemen. That's a 2.5, 3 pounder. All-terrain skipping jig. Roof of the mouth. Yeah. Oh yeah, he was hooked good. Whew. Yeah, that's a good fish. Whew. All right, got some pictures. Got the weight, 2 pounds and 76. So that's 2 3/4. Get release. And down she goes. Dock fishing at its finest. South Jersey. Skipping a jig under a dock. Like I said, guys, in fall, that's what you really want to do. And make sure you always check your line after flipping and skipping docks and catching a fish, because it will fray. It will fray. Alright guys, we had a blast today. Sadly only caught that one fish, but it was a tough day, overcast conditions. But we caught a fish skipping a dock, which was most important because I'm teaching you guys how to skip docks. I will link all these products in the description. I want to thank Rippin' Lips. Go check him out on Instagram and YouTube for letting me use his boat today. He's also being the cameraman today. And that's really it. Hope you guys learned something today and go catch a mega like that.